Have you ever caught yourself thinking, why does this always happen to me? Or if that person hadn't treated me this way, I would finally be happy. Or if life was not so unfair, I would be further ahead. I know that feeling because for a long time, that was me too. But here's the truth. The more we stay in that mindset, the more powerless we become. The more we live as a victim, and the more we drain our energy, our joy, and our freedom. And what if I told you you are not just someone going through circumstance? You are the creator of your life. And the moment you stop living like a victim, everything begins to change. And let me share something with you. When I was younger, I used to guilt my parents all the time. I felt like they didn't understand me. And instead of expressing myself clearly, I would blame them for everything I didn't like about my life. And it was not just at home. No, people around me would love to judge me. And I would always react as a victim. I thought, see, they don't get me. They're against me. Life is so unfair. And that energy became my identity for a while. And I would feel heavy, drained. But I didn't realize I was giving my power away to everyone around me, to my parents, to the people judging me, to the situations that I couldn't control. And here's the thing. When you live like that, you stay stuck in a repeating pattern. You attract the same lessons over and over again because your energy is stuck in the same low frequency. And one day I got so tired of living like this, tired of blaming my parents, of not understanding me, tired of feeling judged by people around me, tired of carrying this heavy energy that kept me small. And honestly, I got angry at myself for staying stuck in the same cycle. Angry that I was giving away so much of my power. And that anger, it turned into a decision. And I remember thinking, that's enough. I don't want to live like this anymore. And that decision, it changed everything. Because here what I realized, being the creator of your life doesn't mean you're controlling every single thing. Because life will surprise you, will challenge you, will hurt you. But you can choose to respond to it. You get to choose the meaning you're giving to what happens to you. You can choose the story you keep telling yourself. And from that moment, I stopped waiting for people to change. And I start to change myself and how I show up. And I stopped waiting for someone to rescue me, and I began consciously designing my life. All right, now, how do you actually move out of a victim mode and step into being the creator of your life? Let me walk you through the 5 steps that help me and that can completely shift your energy if you practice them. So, step 1 is catch the story. The first step is awareness. You pay attention to the words that you say, the thoughts that is your mind. If you often say things like, this always happened to me, or nothing ever works out, or why me, that's the victim voice. And that's the part of you that feels powerless. And the moment you hear those words, you have to pause. Literally, you stop and notice them. Because if you don't catch the story, you're gonna keep unconsciously living inside of it. Now, step 2, reframe the story. Once you catch it, the next step is to flip it. You're gonna ask yourself, if I were the creator in this moment, how would I tell this story differently? And instead of saying, I fail again, you can say, I just learned something new and now I get to try differently. And instead of saying, nobody supports me, you can say, I'm in a process of finding people who do. And reframing is not about pretending things are perfect. It's about choosing a perspective that empowers you instead of drains you. And the story you tell yourself is the frequency you live in. And that frequency determines what you attract. Now, step 3, focus on what you can control. And this is huge because the victim mind loves to focus on everything that's missing, that is unfair. The people who didn't show up, the opportunities that didn't work, the circumstances that feel out of reach. But the creator, they ask, what is actually in my power right now? Maybe you can change how someone treats you, but you can set boundaries. Maybe you can control the economy, but you can control how you manage your energy, your skills, your daily habits. Maybe you can't fix everything in a single day, but you can take one aligned step today. Because his small steps compound. And one step today, one step tomorrow, that's how you're going to create momentum. Now, step 4, take ownership even when it hurts. This is one of the most people want to skip because it's so much easier to point the fingers at others. Maybe your relationship ended or your job didn't work out, and it's attempted to say it's all their fault. But here's the thing, when you only blame others, you're giving them all the power. You are basically saying, my futures depend on them. And ownership is about asking, what part did I play here? What can I do differently moving forward? And it's not about blaming yourself, it's about reclaiming your ability to change. And let me tell you, the moment you stop waiting for others to change and you decide to change yourself, that's when real transformation begins. Now, step 5, make it a daily practice. And this is not something you decide once and never think about again. Being a creator is a daily choice. Every morning, you decide the energy you are going to bring into your day. You can say, today I choose to create. Today I choose to bring my energy into alignment. Today I choose action instead of complaint. And when you do that consistently, everything starts to change in your life. Because here's the secret. Every time you catch yourself, reframe and take your ownership, you change your energy. And every time you focus on what you can control instead of what you can't, you raise your frequency. And when your frequency rises, you naturally start attracting new opportunities, new people, new experience on that high energy. And these 5 steps might sound simple, but if you live with them every day, you're gonna reprogram your mindset. You started to notice how differently you think, how differently you feel, and how different life responds to you. And that's the power of moving from victim to a creator. So here's what I want you to remember. Life will always bring challenge. People might not understand you. Some people will judge you. But the question is, are you going to keep giving them your power? Or are you going to rise as the creator of your life? Because the victim waits and the creator, they act. The victim blame, the creator learn. the victim feel powerless, the creator know their choices are powerful. And that choice is yours every single day. Now, I want to hear from you. Think about one area of your life where you feel you've been playing as a victim. Write it in the comments and then rewrite it as the creator. Show yourself what it looks like when you take your power back. And if this message resonates, hit like so YouTube knows to share it with more people who need it. And subscribe if you want more weekly videos like this. And remember, you are not here to live small. You are here to create. And the moment you step into that room, your whole life begins to change. I see you in the next video. Much love and light for you.